I'm at Mount Sinai Hospital, which is Chicago's largest and busiest trauma unit. Apparently there were 3 people in this car who were shot at. You can see the car's riddled with bullets. So they managed to drive themselves to hospital. This is the 2nd shooting in the space of an hour, and in many ways, this is a normal Friday night in Chicago.
This spring,
that's why you shouldn't even stay in Chicago or rough cities like that because of that. Because you never know if you're going to make it out of there. You know what I'm saying? It's not just in Chicago, but also like everywhere.
Shootings are up 84%.
From what I can see, there are 10 bullet holes in the car. 2 of them are at head height, and they're pretty big. This wasn't a small handgun they used at all.
A shocked relative tells me violence is affecting everybody in the community.
Where's the love? You can't go to a park. You can't go get something to eat. You can't ride the bus. A little girl just got shot in Humboldt Park a week ago on her way to school. It's heartbreaking. When is it going to stop?
14 people have been wounded in street violence in Chicago, including 6 shootings within a 2-hour span early today.
Guiding me through this neighborhood is a man who's trying to stop the violence.
Chicago has hit a rough spot. It's kind of dangerous on these streets right now.
Lee Daniel lives in Chicago's West Side. He's a former gang member who served 15 years in jail. That's behind him now.
I think you meant prison, because I don't think you can get 15 years in jail. I mean, at least not to my... I do know for a fact that if you get like 15 years, it's most likely be in prison.
Well, right now, I'm laid off, you know, and I'm doing side jobs. I take people to the grocery stores, drive a little cab, you know, but my passion is violence prevention.
Lee is a violence interrupter. His aim is to stop tense situations on the streets from escalating. He's on his way to a prayer vigil for a young man called Sean Gooden, who's just been murdered.
So tell me about this young...
That's really good. Like, if you are a former gang member or you a former street dude and you end up wanting to turn your life around just to, like, pick up side jobs and, hell, even working with the law just for you to, like, clean up the streets and whatnot. That's pretty good. Most people, for some stupid, weird reason, they don't want people to, like, do that and whatnot. But mostly if you want to, if you end up becoming a cop, like, it's pretty dumb. But at least it's better than throwing your whole life away, or you having your life being taken by someone that's involved in that type of life. You know what I mean? At least it's better to go down to the good route than to the bad route that sets you up in prison in the first place, you know? So it's pretty good that he's doing what he got to do, not only just his job, but also just to clean up the streets and help young black men just get out that lifestyle and all that, and just trying to help. And also trying to, like, a lot of people up that have been doing stuff that has nothing to do with them.
Boy that got shot, it's just a couple of days, you said.
Yeah, he got killed. Somebody shot him. I really don't know why, but every other week somebody was getting killed. I'm talking about running up behind you on the street, shooting you in the head. Yes.
Sean was an influential member of a local gang called the Conservative Vice Lords. Lee's afraid they'll want revenge for his death.
Most shit's up running high, so that's why when we turn this corner, please cut the light out, okay?
Sean's friends and fellow gang members gathered outside his home.
Hey, Ben Lexus, LDG 069, appreciate you for the following.
Sean was a drug dealer and gang leader, killed 3 days before his 25th birthday. He was well known and liked by many in the community. One of his neighbors sees the vigil and realizes for the first time that he's dead.
Oh, man. Oh, God.
There's part of me that at times feels like with the amount of violence here that people must just get used to it. We're seeing that woman's reaction. There's no way to get used to seeing someone so young who's been shot.
Lee's worried. At least one of Sean's friends has turned up to the vigil with a weapon. The boy with the yellow jacket is hiding a gun under his belt.
You see the gun? They have guns out here like that. They ready.
This is a high-tension situation.
Yes.
A lot of these so-called suburban kids are people that want to act street and whatnot. That lifestyle is not for y'all. Trust me, it's not for y'all. Like, I don't like the fact when people be trying to act like, oh, it's cool to be hood, all because like they hear their favorite rapper saying like, oh, like we gotta it's cool to hit ops and whatnot, take a nigga's life over this, that, and that. Like, that shit ain't cool and whatnot. Like, most of these rappers that be saying that, they never lived that life in the first place. They never lived that life from the jump. You know what I mean? But you got like certain rap artists that actually live that type of life. They don't be acting like that. But you got half of these rappers, most of these rappers nowadays, they be doing that shit just to make it seem like it's all cool to be able to do this, that, and the third in the streets and whatnot. And really, that's not what it is. That's not what it is. Like, for the ones that don't act like that, they really trying to get out the hood. Like, they really trying to get out the streets and all that. There's nothing glorifying. There's nothing good about being hood and being in the streets. Like it's nothing good. The only outcome you can get out of being a street nigga and doing all this crazy shit that the rappers lie to you about is either in jail or in the graveyard. That, trust me, like it's not cool to be glorifying this shit. A real gangster will actually take care of his family and stay on his grind the more positive way and all that. That's what a real gangster would be doing nowadays. And should be doing permanently.
How do you deal with people who are this emotional?
Before I go into a situation, I have to calm myself down. Because how can I calm someone else down if I'm not calm?
That shit ain't cool. There's nothing to glorify.
Yeah, we finna move around.
There's nothing in the streets to glorify.
I know for sure there's gonna be a retaliation.
Sean's mum, Bridget, comes out. She works as a hospital administrator and was at work when she found out about his death.
I called his phone, he didn't answer. 10 minutes later, I got a text. They texted me back and said, the buddy you're looking for is dead. Ha ha ha, one up on us.
Oh my.
Yeah. So I knew at that point my baby was dead.
Oh my God. With Sean having been so involved with his gang, do you think some of them might be looking for revenge now?
Of course. Of course.
Of course, that's what they be doing in the streets.
If he was to sit at my dining room table right now, you know what the text I sent back to him? I said, God bless you and your mother, because that was my son.
Sean's enemies posted messages on his Facebook page.
We don't got time for that.
Mocking him and his gang.
Now these pictures are being shared, these threats are being shared. I actually just wrote Facebook to deactivate my son's account.
If it had stayed up, that page, do you think it would have led to more deaths?
Definitely. Definitely, because they mad. I'm mad. But do I got the heart to go out and kill somebody? No. Do somebody do? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what to say.
Come in.
Thank you.
By the time we leave, Lee is on good terms with everyone. He says it's an important part of how he does his job.
The community calls us.
They call you before they call the police?
Yes, sometimes they do. And that's not a knock at the police. They just don't want someone going to jail first, you know. So when we get to these incidents, conflicts, we try and stop them from escalating before someone do go to jail or go to the hospital or even be killed.
Lee used to be employed by the city as a violence interrupter, but Chicago...
He look like, what's that dude that be having Wops as a cereal? Whoops. He look, FG Maine or something. I think that's his name. He look, homeboy behind the counter, homeboy in the kitchen, he looked just like his ass.
...is in the middle of a financial crisis, and he was made redundant.
This is Shay Lee.
Look at my rabbits. Look.
I want to know how his wife, LaShawn, feels about him putting himself in the firing line.
Nice to meet you. I'm Shay.
I think he takes it.
I ain't gonna lie, that shit look busting.
Right.
If we could be driving down the street, and if he sees the fight, he's gonna stop, put on his jacket, and go save someone.
We think he should stop.
Especially now.
Why?
You're not getting paid. You're not a police officer. You're not.
And I'm not trying to be now.
You're not. It seems like it.
Just because, like, it doesn't, like, it. Just because he's trying to help somebody doesn't mean that he's trying to be a police officer. Know what I mean? That's like me trying to say that I'm trying to be an actor and whatnot. But I'm not really out here acting. That's just like that in a way. But he's out here helping folks out and whatnot, trying to like steer them down to the good path and to the right path, instead of them being stirred down to like the destruction one and whatnot. Just because he's doing that doesn't mean that he's trying to be a police officer. Like, I don't know where the hell she get that idea from.
It just seems like it. I don't know. I know you have a passion for it, but you know, I just think it's overboard.
I'm trying to save a life.
Oh, I like that.
I'm serious.
I'm serious too.
Sean's case should be simple. He was shot in public in front of witnesses, as in many of Chicago's homicides. But many witnesses are too scared to come forward, and they don't trust the police. Only 25% of murders here are solved. High-profile cases of police brutality have made things worse. This means the role of community violence prevention workers is key.
We got more killings right now.
It's that Willie
Danielle
Lynch laws
Smith works for a city agency called Ceasefire,
like that.
Lee's former employer. After funding cuts, Danier's now the only violence interrupter in Englewood, a neighborhood notorious for shootings.
Yeah, so what's going on around here then at the moment? Why can't we get out the car?
Because it's a war zone. We got like a 30, 40 block radius of guys killing each other every day, like killing each other. These are where majority of the murders happen.
Like Lee, Danier used to be a gang member. Now he's trying to keep the neighborhood safe.
It's very dangerous for kids going to and from school. Come on. This is my nieces right here walking home.
Yeah, you right about that, Doc Holland.
Hey.
You right about that, Doc.
How's it
You right about that, Doc. For real.
Squeeze in. How was school?
Good.
Yeah? You learn a lot?
Yes.
Good. So how many blocks is it from school to home?
I say
You know what's crazy, Doc? I bet you
blocks.
that, like, if
Not that far. Yeah, well, Daniel didn't want to.
I bet you that if they would have ended up telling the kids, the people that's looking up to these guys instead of the cops, if they would have told them, if they would have, they need to put the guns down, they need to focus on school and whatnot. A majority, like literally, like the majority of them would have done that and whatnot. But it's sad, like when it comes to like the cops and whatnot, they don't even listen to them and whatnot. Half of it I can understand, but the other half is like, I don't. Like, not all cops are bad.
See you out on the streets. Do you ever feel like you could end up getting hit by a stray bullet or something?
Yeah. All you gotta do just stop and duck.
Yeah, stop and duck.
Yeah.
Is that what they teach you? Stop and duck. Wow.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car. Okay, you ready? All right, 100.
Sweet little girls, but God, drop and duck is not the kind of advice you'd expect them to have to learn at school.
The most important part of a violence interrupter's job is gaining the trust of those most likely to commit a violent crime, like Kool-Aid, a local drug dealer.
Yes, sir.
2 weeks ago,
You a
Kool-Aid
street
nearly
nigga?
shot
Wait, you a
someone
street
in a
nigga,
row
you
over
call yourself
$10,
Kool-Aid?
and Danier talked him down.
We're going to walk down the road and have a little chat, but he's explaining to me that for my safety and for his, we're going to walk on the shady side of the street rather than in the sun, because there are some gangways on this side, and so we can run if someone starts shooting.
Within minutes, Kool-Aid's telling me how his sister was killed at her 10th birthday party.
So she hopped up and tried to run to her mother. When she hopped up out the floor, before she could stand all the way up, a bullet hit her in the back of the head.
You saw it happen?
But that was just the start.
My dad was the only one there for me.
Where is he now? Where is he now?
He died when my sister got killed. She died March 11, 06. He died March 18th, 06. All hell lost loose with all the kids. All my brothers, they start experimenting different drugs, started getting in trouble, steady going back and forth to jail. Never thought I was even going to go to college, but I did it. And when I went to college, my brother got killed.
So why you smoke so much weed?
Weed helped me relax. It helped my nerves. I shake a lot, like I be on edge all the time. It helped keep me calm.
Do you know what that's called? There's a name for what you have. It's post-traumatic stress. Soldiers go through it. Everybody who's seen stuff like that goes through it.
But they have help.
But they have help. Has anybody ever told you that you are traumatized?
When I was in 4th grade, I tried to kill myself. In 4th grade, I tried to commit suicide. I cut my wrist and stuff, so, with the lady, the counselor and stuff come help me, but in Chicago public school system, she only came and saw me probably like a week or something.
You're just a normal guy going through traumatic situation. Why are you still out here? You know that every day that you're out here, you're going to see another thing that's going to set you back.
Where's I'm going to go? Can I go to London with you and walk around how you walk your kids to the park? You could take your kids to the park right down the street. It's a park right here down the street. You could take your kids to that park, your kids' park. You ain't got to worry about nobody's shoe. I can't even take my nieces and nephews to the park. When I take a female out, I got to go where white folks at. And already when I go where white folks at, they judging me how I look already. So now when I come in here, the manager's trying to...
Yeah, Doc,
partly by the racism he...
Yeah, Doc, his shit is bad, especially with him experiencing a lot of death in his life. That shit is bad, bro. And the London dude, the interviewer, the London dude, like, my thing is that, like, you can't, like, tell someone, like, he got to move away and whatnot. It's way different, like, than what you're used to and whatnot versus to what Kool-Aid is experiencing in Chicago and whatnot. It's a whole different ball game. It's like, in London and whatnot, I can't speak about what London. I can't really speak about the politics over there and whatnot. But at the end of the day, you can't tell a man that's from this area that you're interviewing and whatnot to he got to get away and whatnot. You can't tell him that and whatnot.
He experiences elsewhere, but mostly by his own traumatic memories.
Only thing I'm good at is selling drugs, though, you know what I'm saying?
You're making me emotional, man. Seriously.
I ain't emotional. I don't even cry no more, really, but it's the way this is. You say go to the right place. Where is the right place? Yeah, it is my place to run, though, you know what I'm saying? Like...
Speaking to Kool-Aid, I start to understand that this is a community that's traumatized. Everybody is going through psychological trauma and things that they're doing. It's how they cope.
Yeah, that PTSD shit is so real, especially like in traumatic exposed moments that you're.
I've come to meet Lance Williams, a professor
like in those type of
urban studies. He's lived and worked in these neighborhoods all his life.
You live in communities where the schools don't work anymore. There's no jobs, so you have general frustration, rage because you see life passing you by. You know, guys are stressed, resorting to self-medication. You have a lot of guys that are clinically depressed, you know, and it's leading to a lot of this. And then the social media does exacerbate it because then it gives another vehicle for a culture of violence. It makes it easier to beef.
Barack Obama started his political career in Chicago, and his
Doc,
former
he
chief
can never
of staff,
understand
Rahm
because
Emanuel,
he doesn't
is
even
now
live
the
in
mayor.
America. Like, he don't know what it's like, especially in
This
Chicago.
year, he closed 47 of the city's public schools.
With these kind of conditions, it doesn't matter who the president is. It's just
Like,
unfortunate it's on the watch.
It's really hard for him to leave because of his family.
But think about this. Almost 100% of the people in the city of Chicago will agree that school closures, that policy contributes mightily to the violence.
Radio shootings across Chicago since yesterday left at least one dead and more than 20 people wounded, including drive-by shootings at the Gold Coast.
Nowadays, social media is a big part of gang culture. Gang members post photos, videos, and make songs glorifying their gang and insulting their opponents. King Yella is a member.
That nigga King Yella. Damn, Sammy was a little bit slimmer than he is now.
Of a gang called the Gangster Disciples. Today, he and his crew are making a video for their latest song. These guys are part of the drill music scene. Drill is a kind of ultra-violent gangster rap that originated in Chicago's poor black neighborhoods. Stars of the scene aren't millionaires who rap about
R&B to FGD Duck. R&B
gangs.
to him.
They're gangsters who also happen to make music.
Tell me about your career.
No, this music stuff changed our life, give us something positive to do. Even though we might say some not positive things, but we still not standing on the corner shooting nobody selling drugs, you feel me?
But the kids who were standing on the corner shooting.
That's not even positive once you just rap about like shooting and start dealing drugs. That's nothing positive about it. Like if you really want to say certain things that's positive in your music, say some things that's positive at least. Cause the youth literally looked up to rappers like, I wouldn't say King Yella, but just like other rappers that looked up to these dudes in those inner cities. Like y'all could like at least like say certain things that's gonna be able to just like, that's like in a more positive sense that's gonna get them to stop doing the stuff that street niggas be doing and whatnot. Like at least that could be able to be more helpful and whatnot.
People and selling drugs, they're listening to you.
They didn't listen. You just said the right thing. You hear me? It's not our fault, but listen, we only is responsible for ourselves, nobody else.
But then again, like Yella is kind of right on that part. Like the stuff like the little kids be doing out on the streets and whatnot, they not responsible for it and whatnot. But at the end of the day, like you putting out a message in your music that talks about killing and drugs and shit like that and whatnot. Which you talk about those things and whatnot, but at the end of the day, there's another way of just talking about it and go about in a different way, at least.
Their music is filled with references to local gangs, local neighborhoods, and petty disputes. They're called diss songs. The more provocative the song, the more likes it gets on YouTube.
When you're on social media, you put a video out there, put something on YouTube. These kids get involved, they start posting comments. For them, it's real. And on the streets, even though for you it's a job, on the streets, they're dying for this.
As a matter of fact, turn that down. Look, they just make us seem like we just monsters and all. This how it's just made out to the world. We just monsters, man. We live regular lives too, you feel me? We ain't out here just trying to kill people, you feel me? They be like, why y'all got guns? We gonna protect ourselves because you got people out here crazy that's really out here trying to kill on a daily basis, you feel me?
Rio Austin is Yellow's video director. He's preparing to upload the video.
Send it to YouTube, like upload it, make sure people see it.
Then he shows me a video of a rapper called Capo. Until last year, he regularly featured in diss videos on YouTube. He's lying on the ground, there's a pool of blood. Capo's fame, rivalries, and death all played out online. He was one of 11 rappers murdered in the city last year.
So why did he get killed? Man, Chicago, man.
The move comes after a shooting outside the club on Friday night.
Boy was shot as he stood on the sidewalk at 56th.
If you've been injured in a recent car accident that wasn't your fault, I'm going to show you how I got this $100,000 check.
I really don't know why they be doing that job, but it's just pretty stupid though.
I've joined Lee again.
Like I don't like.
Since he
it'd be
met
better
him
if they
at
would
Vigil,
have. It'd be
he's
better if
paid
you would just
regular
like rap
visits to
about like
Sean's mum.
real life stuff about what's going on about people shooting this, that, and the third because
they're so cute in their
because of this,
suits
that, and the
at that
third for a
age,
reason,
because
not
you always have
just
to buy them so
glorifying this
big.
gang shit.
High school graduation picture there. But that's my
I don't know why either.
Her name is gonna be Peyton
Doing this for the,
Shaw.
they doing this for the money. They don't get that shit either.
He's had a baby girl.
Like ain't nothing positive can come out of this shit.
Oh. In May 1st, first week of May. He has a little girl girl.
Oh my God. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, this is her.
I didn't know that. I almost...
It's now a week since Sean's murder.
But the strange part about it is, Even though Sean was an active gangbanger, he didn't lose his life over gangbanging. He lost his life over trying to get a girl.
Right.
He was Facebook beefing with a rival gang member. When he went to the store to meet this little girl, the rival gang member was in the store. They exchanged words again. Rashawn throws his hands up like, you know, F you, man, and leave out the store. The guy shot him in the back. My baby was shot in the back.
Yeah, like
Lee
anything
feels
that's
sure
like negative,
Sean's
it do
friends
sell.
are planning
So.
to retaliate.
If somebody came
Drama
to you,
and negativity sells, yeah.
Don't
Sadly,
worry
but
about
that's
it.
what it is nowadays.
I got this here. We gonna get to what would you say to him?
Somebody did come to me.
See, I knew somebody came to you, right?
And I told them, y'all, you gotta stop. Leave it alone. Just leave it alone. They shook their heads and said, okay, Mom. Now, whether they not do it or not, I don't know.
Lee's got Bridget's blessing to do all he can to stop Sean's gang retaliating. But Chicago's gang culture has changed, which makes his task harder.
When years ago they was all one gang.
Well, they all split.
Oh, not gangs now. Now they call cliques. Now you got to click on this block, or click on that block, or click on that block. So now that's how you have more conflicts now. When years ago it was one guy that you could go to and he would stop all of it.
From what you've told us about Sean in his own little way, he was responsible for the rest of the gang.
Yeah. See, by him being a leader of a small little clique, now that clique is gonna run wild till the next shooter steps up in line.
Lee wants to find Sean's clique before someone else gets shot. And he thinks he knows where they'll be.
This is a hot spot. You
I
never
don't
know
even
what
know.
might happen.
Like it mostly be the kids that never been in the street. Like think that shit is cool because their favorite rapper end up saying this, that, and the third. When it comes to like the street shit, when
And
those
before
rappers
long, Lee's
never
proved
been in that
right.
life in the first place.
Hey, you guys again. You staying safe? You staying out of trouble?
Oh yeah, we definitely safe and well protected. Lily, you good?
Yeah, I'm good, y'all.
Yeah, you ain't told us you was coming to the hood.
If Lee's going to stop a shooting, he knows he needs to do it very soon. But the boys aren't sticking around.
Yeah, all that gang shit that y'all kids nowadays be saying and all that and thinking that shit is cool. Y'all look up to rappers that talk about we shoot people, we dealing drugs, or we killing ops and all this bullshit. Like, y'all, the ones that never experienced that type of shit think that shit is cool because y'all look up to y'all favorite rappers that be saying that. Go to the hood and do that. Go to the hood and do that, and we're gonna see how long you gonna last. Cause trust me, that shit is definitely not cool. It really is not. It's hell being in the hood, especially when you grew up in it and you trying to get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? But me being from Philly, I know that. That's one of the main reasons why my mom moved me and my brother out of there like 14 years ago, because it was getting bad, and plus she wanted to like have a life that's way better than the life that we used to live in Philly. You know what I mean? So, like, and also one of the main reasons is the fact that we choose to like be close to family and whatnot and all that. Because I got a lot of family members in the South on my mom's grandmom's side, but yeah, it turns out it's pretty good and whatnot. I live in Georgia and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Gwinnett County, but people that's from Georgia, y'all already know what that county is and whatnot. But yeah, that street shit is not it.
Later that night, Lee finds them again.
That's them right there. They go to BMW. That's them in the restaurant. I seen the guys that's gonna do the retaliation. I know them. See?
They're still out and about.
They still out and about 1 o'clock in the morning. They looking for guys. Because those guys are shooters. Those guys got guns. And I know that.
So Lee, why can't you just go up to these guys and start talking to them? You're a violence interrupter.
You just can't go up to these guys, man.
You can't do. There's certain things you can do, but there's certain things you couldn't do. Even if you are a spokesman of the community, you can't do everything. That's what the Englishman doesn't even realize or get.
They know me as a violence interrupter. but I also have to respect them. I know them as shooters, so I know they can take my life. All it takes is one guy to say, hey, Lee, what the hell you want? I done seen you so many times today.
Yeah, a shooter, a crash out nigga. Yeah, you can't save him on that one. You can't save him. He just gonna do what he do what he wants, and start shooting niggas. You can't save him. The only thing you can actually do in that situation is either get out the way or just shoot him dead by defending yourself or whatnot if he comes at you. That's all you can do at this point. But you trying to save him by preaching this stop the violence movement, yeah, that shit ain't gonna work.
Taking a risk, he heads back to see if he can approach them.
That's them right there.
Yeah, I recognize him with the dreads.
Mm-hmm. Then they go to big fella.
Yeah.
The driver. They go to the little guy in the back.
Suddenly, Lee spots something else. One of the group is on the lookout.
See, they see us. They see us. They see us.
And it feels like he's about to shoot.
They are literally like soldiers. They're constantly looking around. You can't be anywhere near them without them seeing you. They're in the middle of a gang war right now, and a car pulling up and slowing down, people inside peering at them. That's exactly how drive-by shootings start.
I might get a call later tonight or in the next few minutes of shots fired over there. Watch. I'm serious, because
at least the area that you're from, they don't
do
anything that's extra, Doc.
Lee was right. In the weeks that followed, one of Sean's friends kills someone in a rival clique.
Where I'm at,
and within 24 hours, he himself is also shot and killed. Working alone, Lee couldn't interrupt this gang's cycle of violence. Neither could the police. Nobody has yet been arrested for any of these murders. But Lee is still out on the streets.
You know what I'm saying? I just come off 10 years. So that's why I'm out here now. I'm trying to talk to these two little brothers and just put a bug in their head.
For communities like these, Lee is a rare and valuable example. He's turned away from a life of violent crime, and he's trying to help others do the same.
Take care too, man. All right? Yeah. And be careful. And I know his dad. And his dad was just killed like 4 months ago. And I went to the funeral. You know what I mean? That's generations.
How does it feel when you see them walk off like that? You've had a little chat, you've tried to plant a seed.
I feel good. I ain't gonna lie, I feel good about those 5 guys there. You know what I mean? If I can get 1 out of the 5, I mean, I wish I can get all 5. But 1 out of 5, I feel good. And I think I came through.
Some good work, man.
Around here, they need more people like Lee.
So at least seen something. I mean, you see things I don't see.
WWW video. You can run, you can hide, you can bite, you can bark, but at the end of the day, you cannot escape from the dark. This world is hell, so what can you do? Positive power and protest is not enough to eliminate the wickedness that's cruel. Like robbing hardworking folks for their money and killing innocent people with the lack of accountability. Corrupt cops locking a black person up for a small crime, but let a white person off for the murderous crimes for show. Difficult situations is hard, but life is a lot harder. Experiencing both, it may be tough. Evil people's out to do evil things. It's best for you to mind yours and stay in your lane. But yo.